Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Intuitive Queens podcast. I am your host, Mara Marchesi, aka the Intuition Queen. If you are new to this podcast, welcome. And if you've been listening and watching this for a long time, thank you for coming back. So, let me tell you a little bit about me. I am an intuitive and creative coach, a healer, psychic, and obviously a podcaster. And I'm really passionate to help people, entrepreneurs, and creative people to release any kind of blockages, fears, limitations, anything that stops them from being their true self. And I do that helping you to connect to your intuition because I really think that trusting yourself is the most powerful thing and tool that we have because nobody can stop us when we are able to trust our decisions and ourselves and what our soul wants us to do. And in doing that, we often come across a lot of obstacles that could be fears, could be limiting beliefs, could be subconscious situations that we don't even know about. And sometimes we feel stuck, we feel like we cannot move to the next level, and we don't really know why. And it doesn't matter if you're very successful, a little bit successful, how you define that. But my passion is really to help you to unlock all of your potential so that you can truly be yourself and create the life that you truly desire and step into the frequency of abundance, love, success, friendship, anything that you truly want. So this podcast is here because I wanted to share as many stories as possible of people that have decided at some point to trust their intuition and really change their life. So you're going to hear all kinds of story, people that have gone through really traumatic experiences in their life, painful ones, some that actually didn't have that much of a challenge, but still they had to come out of the closet, as they say, to show the people that they were a spiritual being and they could actually create a life that was different from the path they had started with. This podcast is here to inspire you, to help you to get clarity, to take action. And I hope you find some help in here, either with the stories that I'm going to share or with the stories that my guests are going to share. All right, let's dive in. And welcome to a new episode. Okay, so today I am very, very excited about this episode. I know I always said I'm excited, but this time I am super excited because for the first time ever, I asked one of my clients if I could record a soul alchemy session, which is a color therapy session, to show everybody the power of this session because it doesn't matter how much I talk about it. Um, Talking about it and actually receiving a session like this are two different things. And I know that my clients love this session and they all say that it's extremely powerful, but I wanted to share it with you so you can actually see this. Let me explain what is a soul alchemy session. It is a color therapy session, which means that colors are vibration. Obviously, we are vibration, we are energy, and we are affected by colors without us knowing. You might find yourself times and times being attracted by a color rather than others, and actually also have moments where you really cannot stand a color. That says a lot about you, what's going on in your life. And if you have a reading with me, that could become clearer. But when you actually have a soul alchemy session with me, what really happens is that color therapy, the type of color therapy that I do, is linked to your date of birth. So it really is allowing me to enter in your energetic field based on your blueprint. So by you giving me your date of birth, I'm able to come up with a sort of energetic path with your specific colors, which they talk about the energy that you came in this world with and the energy you need to use in your lifetime and the energy of your life mission. And so we can paint a picture of what actually can happen in your life and what are your tendencies. Like everything, colors have positive and negative tendencies, and as we move through those colors, I'm able to help you to understand why you have a tendency to, I don't know, maybe people please. Maybe you have a green in your energy, so you have a tendency to people please, but also you're a super amazing person, very friendly and very loving. So we'll look into this, and I will explain, depending on the position that the color is in, what that means based on what you wanted to work on in the session. The next thing that happens when I do those kind of sessions, I start to get into your energy. And this is when my psychic ability really becomes super powerful. And I'm able to enter into your energy and kind of talk to your soul and translate what your soul wants you to know about that specific topic that you've been wanted to work on. And I will tune into whatever fear is still there, whatever limiting belief. If there is maybe a specific situation or a specific thing that happened in your past that is still holding on into your energy and is blocking you from taking that step further that you actually want to take. It can happen that I connect to some of your past lives or your ancestors. It really depends on what your soul wants you to know in relation to that specific topic. And oftentimes it's so amazing because my clients either love so much their colors or they don't like it, but there is some sort of connection. And the majority of the times, when I talk to you about something that needs to be released or what is the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling or you can't do what you want to do, you most probably will be like, yeah, I kind of had a feeling about this. So this is also a great confirmation for you about what you heard from your intuition. And it's a super powerful and healing session because I will be able to make you aware of things that you might not be aware of. You might have a thought about it, but then, you know, it goes away. And so you don't think about it anymore. Some things are so deep that we are not able to understand them unless someone else is able to show them to us. And some things we might know, but we don't know how to act upon. And in the session, I always give steps to take. I will also, if necessary, help you to use other colors. So it's a very intuitive and psychic and also practical session all in one. And if you go read the reviews on my website, all of my clients say that the information is spot on. And oftentimes we don't realize how some situations from the past are still lingering in our energy. And it doesn't matter. You might have been 5 years old or 20 years old, and something might have happened 40 years ago. And it's still going on in your energy and you just don't know it. So this session is extremely powerful. And I absolutely love doing soul alchemy sessions because I love helping people to understand more of themselves and release what no longer serves, but also getting you to understand what's going on with you and what you can do to move forward. It's really, really powerful. So I leave you to it. And I really thank my client Karen that allowed me to do this. I hope you enjoy it. You know a little bit about colors because I always talk about
Little
it
bit.
a little bit. So let me just explain how does this work. Based on your date of birth, you have 4 energies, 4 colors. Some colors can repeat. You don't have any repeating colors. But basically, it's like an itinerary of your life from the energy you were born with, the energies you have to use throughout your life, and the energies related to your life mission. So every time I explain this, for me is really like from where you start to when you end, those are the energies that you need to use that are within you. And so every energy has a positive and a negative tendency, and depending if you're in alignment or not, you might be moving towards the negative side or the positive side, or have this kind of behavior that are influenced by your actual energies. And so as I move through your chart, I will help you explain I will explain you what those energy mean, but also when I tune into every color, I normally then start channeling messages from your energy, from your soul. And so
Wonderful.
I will tell you what the color means, in which position it's the color. And you can share with me if that makes sense for you or not, or anything like that. And then I will start to tell you what is it that I channel when I was tuning into that energy. And
Right.
after I did your chart, I also pulled a couple of cards, and I was like, yeah, okay, I got this. But we will talk about it. Okay, so you basically want to work on your financial situation.
Absolutely.
And you told me that you're doing a lot of things. I had no idea that you're doing so many things. So you're doing um, the candles. You have a candle business. You do catering. You started a workshop. So when I started reading your things, I already felt like kind of like a little bit of too too much of, not too much, it's never too much,
It's
but
busy.
a lot of things, and maybe the need to kind of find a plan and something. But let me get into your energies first. So your first energy is the color orange. And I love that you love it.
My base color.
I love that. And this is related to the energies you were born with. And so how you're using this, the qualities of this color, and especially how are you using the gifts related to this color. And I'll tell you now what this color is about. So it's all about creativity and being joyful, having fun, being expressive, which is how I see you. This comes across very well from you. And with creativity, it is also a way for you to um, kind of overcome your feeling of inadequacy. This come with the energy, and I don't know if you feel this is something that you relate with.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so this color has a very adaptable and sociable energy, confident and spontaneous. And so it makes sense that you have so many things going on, and you do a lot of things, and you love laughing, you love having fun, you love being surrounded by people. So this is your primary energy, the one you were born with. When I started channeling in, what came to me is a lack of direction.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tell you what I wrote, and then you can tell me if this makes any sense for you or not. If there is anything that you want to share. So it feels to me like creativity feels helps you to feel better about your situation. And it's kind of like, okay, I am in this situation, I'm not necessarily happy, I want to move forward. Let me just do all of those things that make me feel better, made me feel good. The problem with this is that it becomes a little bit of a distraction from having a focus on one thing that could potentially be the thing that helps you make more money. So you're good at a lot of things, but you need a practical plan, and you need to focus on one thing first that will allow you to make the most money. And then you can continue to do a lot
Yes.
of the other stuff. That doesn't have to
Yes.
stop. But it feels to me that your energy is scattered around, and you struggle to find one thing that for you makes sense, one thing that you feel gives you joy. And And therefore you do a lot of bits and pieces because it's a lot of money here, money there. Oh, I like this, I'm good at that. But there is no focus. And so it's that's why I felt like the sense of direction is not there. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely correct.
So you need to sit down. You need to sit down and figure out what are you really good at and what you really love doing, and combine those energy to start to continue into doing something meaningful, also financially supportive and stable. Because I'm 100% sure that you're really good at doing a lot of things, because of when I come across people that I also love doing a lot of things, but I learned to focus on something. But when you learn to do a lot of different things and you do a lot of, while I kind of stay always in the same realm and I kind of just add on something that I want to learn, you do complete different things.
Different things, yes.
Right. And while this is amazing because it helps you to learn different skills or to express, amplify your skills that maybe you already had, and at the same time, right now, because you don't have a stable situation or a stable business, this is just distracting you and not helping you because you don't have a focus.
Absolutely. No, 100%. 100%. I know that.
Okay, so yeah, one of the things that you can do is to really sit down and write down all of the things you're good, your all of your skills, all of them. And then from those skills, figure out what are the things that you can possibly do that will amplify maybe your best skills, the things that for you come naturally rather than you have to kind of force to do.
Yes.
And then see if there is anything that you are already doing in that space, or maybe there is something else you could potentially start doing, because, and then stick to that. Like,
Yes.
I understand that in order for you to make money, you kind of go a little bit here and a little bit there. And if that's necessary, fine. But again, I think that you need to find a focus on, okay, I'm going to stick to this. And now, because maybe this is still not bringing me money yet, or the money that is bringing me is not yet enough, I'm just going to take a shift and do, I don't know, this event, like,
Yes.
this on Saturday, whatever. Okay. But that it's more intentional, and it becomes, okay, I'm going to work on this for, I don't know, 4 days and do this for 2 days.
Yes.
But
Yes.
this
Yes.
becomes, because it gives me money while I also do this. But you have to find a way that allows you to have more focus on something.
Yes. So what I did is actually, you obviously heard of Ikigai.
Yeah.
So I've done that. And that's
Okay.
how I eventually got onto the venture of my candle making and underwear making. So my whole idea is to launch an entrepreneur subscription box for women specifically, with underwear and candles, etc., in it. And that's why I'm doing both the candles and the underwear, because it's supposed to form part of the subscription box. The issue is that I don't have any funds. It's day to day for me. So I managed to get to the machinery I needed to do the underwear, and build up my whole inventory for the candle making business again, because I've been making candles for 30 years,
Okay.
but I've been giving them away, and then, and it's all new stuff now lately in anyway. So I've been building up a nice inventory. So I've got everything I need. So to try and expand a little bit, I did the workshops so that I could bring in the money, because I don't sell candles to anyone and everyone, the individual candle. So I work on orders and referrals only. So people will take my candles to UK, New Zealand, USA. I just had a workshop last week for USA clients. Um, and it's very far and in between because it's so specialized. So the money is not coming in to expand because I don't have 25 kilograms of wax lying around. So every time they pay for a workshop, I use all that money and I go buy products I need for the
Right.
workshop.
Right.
So I'm not getting to the point where I have excess and I can take the third workshop money, for example, and put that into the business and get onto some platform or a website or whatever the case may be where I need to expand to expose myself. Um, and the underwear, obviously, that's just I design my patterns. And I literally just finalized them. So now I'm making some that I can give away and people can try and give feedback on them. And then I can actually incorporate that or either start selling some of them to bring in some money in the meantime so that I can launch a subscription box eventually. So the holdback is the finances. I don't have a day job that actually I can't even say, take 2,000 Rand and put it into the business.
Yeah.
So I'm moving forward a step and then I'm moving 2 steps back.
Yeah. 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 And I
And
hear
the
you
catering
there.
is just the catering is not something I do regularly. It's also just who knows me, and they say, "Oh, but hang on, you make beautiful platters. Don't you do that anymore?" I said, "I can help you out." So I help out. I don't
Right.
see it as a business. So I help out once a month or once every 2 months. Then I help someone out by organizing an event or doing a few platters. And that's just literally, it goes straight to the shop for food.
Right. Yeah. 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 No, no, of course. Of course. Obviously, you have to do what you have to do
So,
in
so
order
yes,
to.
that's not a money-making business plan. It's straight, I'm focused on the candle making and the lingerie. So while um, when I stopped working and I was ill and I had to recover from all my operations, I started the candle making because I didn't have money to get the sewing machines yet. So I was waiting for money to be paid out. And in the meantime, I did the candles and I perfected my recipes again because
Right.
it's new waxes that's on the market as well. And then when my money came in, I bought all the equipment for the sewing part. But then people wanted the candles. So I continued making the candles, and I didn't carry on with the sewing because I need to have time to do the patterns first.
Yeah.
So I sold candles so that I could pay rent,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I did. So, yes, I'm actually quite proud of myself for surviving for so long. I mean, Trataka's almost 2 years old and it was still standing. I didn't close it, it's there. So it's not making profit as such, but it's there, it's still growing. We passed the teething problems. I'm getting there. So I'm still positive about it.
No, that's amazing. Uh, would you consider focusing a little bit more about the candles simply because it seems to be something that people want more? And then eventually, when you feel more comfortable money-wise, then go back to the lingerie part, because maybe it's just about timing.
It's absolutely about timing. Yes, the two needs to come together at some stage, but when the time is ready,
Yeah.
when I'm ready and when the time is right. So, the problem with the candle at the market is so saturated. Um, so in the end of the day, every second person is making candles, and they're selling it. It's not profitable to go stand on a market and try and sell candles, and that's not what I want to do. That's not what I saw myself doing with my candle business. So my candles I want to incorporate into my subscription box. If you want to buy my candles, you're going
Yeah.
to have to subscribe. That is the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
idea. So I don't want to get too much into selling the candles to everyone because that's not how it's going
Right.
to work.
Okay.
But private request, if it's for an 80th birthday or a 50th or a 30th or for a wedding. Those are the kinds of requests I get with the candles. And that's not a lot either. It's now and then, and that's when I make it. And that's how I'm building up my inventory.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Let's go through the rest of the colors and let's see how we can use your energy to help you move forward quicker and see what other possibility you might be able to bring in. Because it feels to me that right now you just have to bring in other possibilities to then eventually go back to where you started. Because that your idea is amazing,
Exactly.
but it feels like it's not yet the time. There is
No,
something else that you need to do or you need to
there's a
learn.
missing link.
Exactly, that you need to learn, or maybe that you need to heal something about yourself also, because like going down to your colors, I was like, okay, so maybe it's not necessarily a matter of doing, but maybe a matter of doing inner work, but we'll get to that. So your second color is gold, which is related to the colors that you need to be working with in your lifetime. And when you use the energy of this color, then your journey is going to be smoother and easier.
Oh, wow.
Gold is the color of completion, and normally this color is about balance between the feminine and masculine energy. When we are when we get to a point where maybe we have learned something about ourselves and we close a chapter because we've done inner work or because simply things complete, but they complete not in a bad way or in an abrupt way. It's like, okay, so this has been a chapter of my life and now this feels complete and I can move forward towards something different or something better. It's a color related to abundance. So this color talks about completion and being connected to your surrounding, and also being able to accept the fact that there is a physical and a spiritual part of yourself and you're connected to this. It also a color that kind of pushes you towards joyful experiences. And if you're not there yet, it's probably because you're out of balance, you're out of sync, you're not in alignment. It's a color related to wisdom and spiritual power, highest good for all, fulfillment. So when I tuned into this color and this energy, what I felt was that you need to find balance within yourself in order to attract abundance. It feels to me that your energy is leaking a little bit and is going somewhere where and not necessarily towards yourself. So there is a dispersion of energy. And I feel it goes back to needing to focus to what you really want. And also I felt that there is a change of behavior or habits that needs to happen in order for you to get to that point.
Interesting.
Does that make any sense for you?
It does, absolutely. I've never been a gold person, I must be honest. I wore gold jewelry and stuff in my younger days. But yes, that's on the backside. And yeah, I love the color gold in certain aspects, especially I've got two pillows on my couch, for example, that I call it mustard. But my kid says, Mommy, it's gold. So yeah, maybe it is gold. But yes, it's very pretty and it makes me feel alive, and it gives me some form of energy, definitely. And in the end of the day, I believe that that's stopping me from having things in abundance is I'm 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 giving too much to other people. So I need to start focusing on myself.
Yes.
So my energy is leaking to others
Yeah. And it comes,
where I should use it
yeah,
myself.
yeah, exactly. This came through in the next color, or at some point later, because I remember writing that you need boundaries. And that comes across like, because you're such a expressive and joyful person, and you want harmony and happiness for everybody. You are the kind of person that helps everyone. And at the same time, people are obviously very attracted by people like you because you give so much. And so, there also may be, oh, who do I call when I need this? Oh, Karen.
Yes.
Right. And this is not really helping you because you need to focus on yourself, and focusing on yourself, it's not selfish. I always say it's not selfish. It's an act of self-care, especially
It's an
right now.
investment.
Yes. Especially right now that you are trying to create something that it's helpful for others, helpful for you, that helps other people elevate in their own way. You need to look after yourself more. Of course, then there's always space to help other people, but it's about learning to understand who and how.
Yes, that balance needs to be there.
Yeah, because there are times where, of course, you want my help, and of course, I'm going to give you, because you do need, like, you talked about when you were recovering from your operation and you clearly needed help. So yes, of course, like, Mara, can you come and help me because I need to stand up and do this? Can you help me for an hour today?
Oh,
Okay.
there was no one that wanted to come and help me.
Right? Right?
No one was available, you see?
But this is always, like, I always talk to all of my clients about this, especially when you're a person that is super giving and it's always there. When they need you, you're there. It's the opposite way around, and it's often when we realize, oh, okay, like, I'm not someone that needs
Yes.
things very much. Like, I'm not always raising my hand. I do it myself.
Yes.
But if I raise my hand, it means that I actually do need you, and people are not around you.
Exactly.
So this is
Then they're all
also,
busy.
and this is something that you need to learn also to discern. Okay, so understand what kind of people can be there for you, not because you're gonna need them, but you might, and I always give this example. When my dad passed away, I always been there for everybody, like, all the time. And I'm not someone that asks for help unless I really need help. Or someone really sees me and goes, oh, come on, let me help you. And I'm like, no,
Yes.
no, come on, let me help you. Okay. I learned to be better at this. But so when my dad passed away, obviously, because it's something really, really that shakes you, uh, a lot of people, when they go through something important, they get shaken, and then they start to reevaluate what's happening around them. And the first thing that I reevaluated about around me were my friendships, because I realized that when I needed my friends, or what I used to call my best friends, the most, they weren't there. And I always been there for them,
Yes.
right? And so in that moment, I was like, okay, no longer people that pretend to be my friends when I am there. And when I am not there because I cannot be there because I actually need help, they disappear. They're too busy doing something silly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is really important for you because,
So decluttering, absolutely.
yeah.
I actually made a note, and I said, declutter friends, family. I'll read it to you. Declutter your cupboards, your clothes, your emails, and your friends.
Yes, 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 yes. I love that. Yes.
So I'm aware of it all, and yes, I just need to boundaries.
Yes.
Boundaries.
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
I love that you are in sync. Perfect. But yeah, and I get asked this question a lot. Like, I'm doing a few interviews at the moment for other podcasts, and in a couple of interviews, this topic of friendships came up. And what I always say is, there are friendships that are probably going to stay with you forever, like from when you're a child, but not all of them. And because
No.
they, like, a lot of people I talk to, they're like, oh, but we've been friends since we were blah, 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 blah. oh, but this person helped me with this. I'm like, okay. But there comes a point where people are there for a reason, and some people will be there for a long, long time and maybe
Yes,
forever. And some people just have to be there for a season, and a season can be a week or can be years. And then,
absolutely.
you're someone that moves forward, keeps doing stuff, and is always connected. You're always going to be in that evolution mode. And if they're not in that space and you keep moving forward, you're going to outgrow a lot of people. And that's just life.
Yes, that's a scary part because that happens quite often. And you find yourself in a situation where you're talking to friends and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I've known them for 20 years, for example, and you don't feel that you've got anything to talk to them about
Yeah.
because they're not on your level anymore.
Yeah.
So because I'm into the entrepreneurial side of things, they're more into the daily budget, the daily family visits, the braai, the normal stuff. Um, and that's boring to me now because
Yeah.
I moved on. Not that they're boring, that's fine for them where they are in life now.
Yeah.
But I rather have a conversation with someone that's talking business and entrepreneur and wanting to start a business or are in a business, or maybe we can do some kind of a collaboration or something. That's more interesting to me now than to tell me about a new recipe they're trying on the braai.
Right. Right. And it's, and this happens in a lot of different periods of our life, like for me, for example, that I'm single, when I get to go out with people that have kids and only talk about kids, after a while, I'm like, okay, so
Exhausting.
2 hours, 3 hours, it's not for me. And not because you're a bad person. It just, really have nothing to say about it. Like, I can talk about it. Like, I work with a lot of moms, and obviously the relationship with the kids, and a lot of, I help a lot of clients with their relationship with kids, doing healing on themselves. So I can talk about a lot of things, but not for 3 hours straight, not like
It's
for a
it's
whole
not what you
dinner,
prefer to do.
right? Like, and so you have to, it just comes naturally. And it's maybe sometimes you just need to distance yourself until you find your
Yes,
way back, because obviously when someone becomes a mother or something happens to them, they need that moment to reconnect, and
yes,
that's
yes.
fine, and then you go back together. Or simply, some people are just going to stay where they are and continue to talk about, like you said, what you're cooking for dinner, or what you did yesterday, and nothing else. And you need someone that actually has the mindset that you have,
Some
because otherwise,
stimulation, yes.
yeah, it's just normal life cycle for me. And as long as you learn to understand that you don't have to be with those people, and you start to create a circle of friendships that can support you, because this is also what it's all about. People that are in a different time of their lives, and you're in a different time, if there is no more connection between the two of you, like you said, it's not because they are bored and boring. It's just that you
Exactly.
starting to be bored, because that's no longer your life, right?
Yes, they tell me I'm boring.
Right.
Correct.
Likewise. Like, yes, we're
What
so,
happened to you? You've changed. I said, yes,
yes,
we've changed. Can you see all the flowers on my head? What have you got? Grass.
right. So they want to talk about what they want to talk. You want to talk about what you want to. There is a disconnection there, and therefore, when there is a disconnection there, they cannot feel you, they cannot see you, and
Yes.
therefore, if you need help, they cannot even realize that.
Yeah,
And because
absolutely.
you are an entrepreneur, you need to be surrounded by people that, when you go out and about, there's someone is going to say, oh my God, you need to speak to Karen because she has this business, and, you
Yes.
guys need to get together and have a chat. Like, those are the kind of people.
That's what you need. Yes.
Yeah. And also, you need people that just are there to support you and cheer on you or help you when you need. But if there is a disconnection, they cannot be happy for you, and they cannot be there to help you, or they cannot just simply be there to hang out with you because there is nothing to connect with. So great that you're doing the list.
Absolutely.
Great that you're doing the list. So and I know that this is also scary because if you start to remove people from your circle of friendship, then who do you use the are you left with? And
Mm,
I understand.
absolutely.
So you need to learn to connect to yourself and know that you're not alone. And then as you move forward to try to connect to other people, just remember that your intuition and source is always there to help you and support you.
Yes.
And maybe, it's a transitional moment and you might need to be a little bit alone to,
I love being alone as well.
there you go. So, but I do understand that the need to have someone, at least a couple of people that
Yes.
you trust and you can lean in on.
Now and then, yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Because I recharge when I'm alone. I love being alone.
Yes.
And some weekends, I mean, people think I'm terrible. They think I'm a hermit because I'll get home, I'll park my car, and I'll disappear. That's it. And they will see me Monday morning when I leave for work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
lovely weekend.
Yes. Yes.
All on
Yes.
my own.
Yes.
I did
Yes.
whatever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I had absolutely a blast. And I'm so energized
Yes.
because I needed that time just to recharge again.
Yeah. And do your own things at your own time. Yeah. Yeah. And you prefer to be by yourself rather than be with people that there is no connection with. Makes a lot of sense.
Yes. And because those that's left, that's still in my friend circle, um, they will invite me. I get a lot of invites and I always decline. And I'm so sorry, I'm busy working. What are you working on? A new panty pattern or a new fragrance for my candles. And they go, "Oh, surely you can take a break." No, I can't. I need to perfect this because I'm a Virgo. I need perfection.
Yes, you are.
So, and that's my interest. And because I've got this thing about I need to do what I like, what I love. I want to live my passion.
Yeah,
So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to go do something that I'm not going to be enjoying. I don't want to go out to a restaurant, go eat a nice plate of food. Then I'm sick afterwards because I'm gluten intolerant, etc. No, I could have stayed home and made my own food, which I would have been fine afterwards. And I can actually laugh at myself too.
yeah, yeah,
I would be lovely. I could spend time with myself and actually make progress in whatever I'm busy doing. So for me to go and socialize, it's a waste of time. So
yeah.
I'm very picky with what I do to socialize and
Perfect.
with who it's going to be.
Perfect. But just remember to 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 do things for yourself first, and then
That's
go,
where I need I
and
need to
then
work
go,
on that. I need to
and
do
then
more
go
just
pick up whatever you need to pick up, but only when you feel like you fool yourself and your cup is full, and then you can actually only when you feel that you have done everything you felt you needed to do for your business, and then you have some spare time too. Because otherwise, what
absolutely.
happens, and another thing that came through, I'm going to go a little bit ahead of myself, but when I picked one of the cards, what you need to surrender to, the card that came up was resentment.
Oh, wow.
And I feel this, that it's not much related to, there are three things. Like, now that we're talking, it feels like if you're doing things for others instead of doing it for yourself, and you take enough time from your business, maybe you said to you today you were gonna do this and that because you could complete this task so that you can move on to something, I don't know, bigger, for example. And then someone calls you, you go, you do whatever for that other person, you come back and you're upset with yourself because you haven't done that.
Absolutely me.
So then you resent yourself, and maybe you resent also the other person because you haven't,
I normally get upset with myself
right,
because I made that decision.
right, because you haven't said no, or you haven't said yes, for what matters, you know. So, but the other thing that came through for me when I picked that card is also the resentment you might sometimes have because you are in this financial situation. So if you do have any resentment, you probably do, because every one of us that has done something and then you're like, oh shit, I'm still paying, you know, for
Absolutely.
this decision that I made X years ago. If you ever feel resentful towards yourself for the decision you made years ago that now make you feel like you're a little bit stuck, let it go. Forgive yourself.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I know that's one of the big things I need to do.
You need to forgive yourself because you are where you are right now. There is a reason for it. And I know you don't, you might struggle to see it, but you had to learn certain things and certain lessons about yourself. And so you made the decision at that point in time because at that point in time made sense for you. Or maybe you made that decision because you decided not to listen to your intuition, and fine, you have to do that, whatever that is. There is no point in going back towards whatever was and going back and be like, oh, if I didn't do this now, I would be doing this, and that means that I would be making more money and I
Wasting
could do
time.
this. You can't go back in time and undo what
Exactly.
you did, because otherwise we will all be always going back in time
Absolutely. Yes.
trying
Then
to
you're stuck
undo,
in your head.
right? And I've been there and I've asked myself, why the hell did I make this decision?
Yes.
How did I not see this was coming? But I learned that I had to go through that particular unpleasant moment in order for me to release something
Exactly.
within myself that now makes me feel stronger.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
let go of whatever resentment you have. And if there is a decision that feels more painful than others, make a list of all the things that maybe you blame yourself for, especially around money. And then just let it go. Maybe burn that list, burn that letter.
That's what I normally do, and I haven't done that in years. So I make out a list and then I actually make a fire and I throw it in that fire.
Yeah.
And
So
that's just
make a list of all the things that come up for you that you feel like, oh, I should have not done this. I should have done this. Make all a list of the things that you feel resentful towards yourself, especially when it's about money. And then before you burn it, just put a heart end of your hearts and just say, I forgive you. I love you.
yes.
I let you go. And then you burn it, because it's very easy to go there, but it's what keeps us stuck, because we're always at the back of our mind, there's always something say, see, if you didn't do that now. And then it
Yes.
just changes the energy. Maybe you were about to do something. And also the worry and the fear often come from what we did, not what we're doing.
Absolutely. 100%. I need to release some things. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so the third color that you have is sky blue, and it's related to where you're going and what's possible if you use the color of if you use the energy of this color. So this color is about nourishing that part of you that wants to do something meaningful for the community. And you have a deep inner knowing, um, but people don't always understand this about yourself. And so you need to learn to communicate better and clearly and more unapologetically, because your intuition is always on point and you always know. But
You
if you're,
know when you know.
you know what you know, and you need to learn to trust it. When there is something off, there is something off. You don't need to really try to figure out
Yes.
what's off. It's off. So this is the energy of the color. Do you feel like you resonate with this color?
Yes, I actually have a favorite shirt. It's like a big, baggy, oversized shirt, light blue. And I've noticed I sort of almost plan my day when I know I'm going to have this meeting or need to go to that place or deal with this person, then I pick that shirt. And it's always when I literally need to say to myself, okay, don't just go ahead and agree with everything. You need to learn to say no. So, yes, my soft-heartedness has been taken advantage of hugely. I've learned great lessons with that. So I'm really, really trying to better myself in that aspect where I learn to say no confidently. So not to keep on apologizing. I hated myself for apologizing for everything a
Yeah,
thousand times. I'm like,
yeah,
I want to smack myself. What are you doing, woman? Who are you? Why are you apologizing like crazy? It's unnecessary.
yeah,
So, yes, sorry I can't help you now, but if you give me half an hour, then I'll be with you and I can assist you. Then I've got 20 minutes for you. That's what I should say.
yeah.
But
Well,
then
that's
what comes
now.
out this mouth is, yeah, sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
And
I'm
one
going to
of
do
the
it. And
things
then,
that you
oh,
need to do with this energy is to think before you speak. You speak
yes,
it's it's the energy of communication. It's also, it's the same color of the throat chakra. So the energy there is to speak and speak your truth and just communicate. And so it really is about, okay, just go back into your body, listen to your intuition. So maybe just take a breath and go, okay, whew, I wish I could say this, but I'm not gonna say this. I'm gonna say
I
that.
literally have second thoughts before because people have told me, Karen, you're so blunt, you're very straightforward. And I go, but I'm honest.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
honest
yeah,
because
yeah.
that's what's in my heart. I'm honest, but for them, they think I'm blunt.
Yeah, and if you know the person, or if you can figure out, because to me, being straightforward, it's actually a really good quality, maybe because I am the same.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
it's about learning to understand who you're talking to. So your
Yes.
being straightforward doesn't have to change. It's not that you have to stop being honest, but it's how you talk about whatever it is that you're talking about
Yes.
that makes a difference. So the stop from speaking, it's not stop from speaking and don't say what you want to say, but it's like take a moment to find a better way to say what you want to say, depending on the person that you have in front of you. But this is not because I'm for being free to be yourself, but this is only because in doing this, you avoid having people being mad at you or annoy
Yes.
you for no reason,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
So it just being proactive and be like, okay, I want to say this and I want to make this point, but I know, or I have realized that I don't have someone in front of me that can handle the whole of this. So how it's about asking yourself, how do I say this in a way that lands
Need
and
to be
not comes
gentle.
back to me, right? Yeah,
Yes.
it's simply that. Because not everybody is the same, and some people appreciate being people that are
Absolutely.
straightforward and go straight to the point, and some
Yes.
other you need to kind of sugarcoat a little bit and then say what you want to say, but before that you have to find a way to say something else, right? Kind of
Yes.
like you have to say something that prepares them to get what you actually really want to say.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's about learning to understand who you have around you, and you can use your intuition for that. Like your body always tells you if you have someone in front of you where you can just be.
Yes, you automatically just know.
Exactly. So it's just about listening to yourself really and your intuition. And maybe if you're not sure, just check in and, take a
Yes.
moment and then say what you want to say.
I've been giving a lot of attention to that because what happened in the past, or how I was, is because I'm vibrating always on a high frequency. So I get loud because I get excited. And I'm so passionate when I help people or do something that I get very loud. So when we talk about something, I talk louder and louder and louder. And then people will go, shh, 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 Karen, you don't have to talk so loud. You don't have to shout. Oh, and did I hate that? Oh, it was terrible when someone said to me, Karen, don't shout like that. I'm like, but I'm not shouting. I'm just so excited. And I had to say to myself, okay, whoa, people don't see it that way. You know yourself and you know what you're feeling inside, but they can't see what you feel. So you need to understand that you need to watch your tone. You need to watch your volume, your tone, everything. That's you. That's going on inside you. But they can't see that. So if they
Right.
don't know you that well, you need to just and I've really worked on that. I'm still working on it though, because I still get very excited.
But yeah, but because that's your nature, you're very expressive. And oftentimes, like people that are so
Exactly.
energetic might trigger other people because maybe those people might wish they have your energy, might wish they have your passion, might wish they have so many interests, but they don't. And so everything about you is triggering. So that could be a reason, or maybe it's like maybe you are around people that tend to be very low in the way they speak. And so if you are the only one with that high vibration energy with higher voice, then you they can hear you, but what they hear
Yes.
is the annoying part of you rather
Yes.
than, oh my God, I love
Oh
her
goodness.
energy and I love that she's so passionate. Let me just so it really is about figuring out who you have around you. It's all that.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
for me, every time I do that for myself and all that also because I'm a 5-1 generator. So I have a lot of people that project their energy onto me. And so I know that I trigger a lot of people. But I've learned to do that for myself. But I always talk to my clients about this. When you learn to understand who you have in front of you, you find a better way to communicate. But simply because your communication, whatever your message, whatever it is that you're trying to say, can land better if you understand who you have in front of you.
Yes.
If you know that you trigger someone in front of you that has, because you are so energetic, it's not that you're going to stop to be energetic. It's just you're going to find a way to communicate that energy differently so they can feel that,
Yes.
and then you've done your job. And if they feel the energy and they want to get interested about what you have to say, they are your people.
Absolutely.
But if
Absolutely.
not, if on everything that you did triggers them, then obviously they're not your people, but then you know
Yes.
it.
Yeah. I also found that because I'm so passionate about everything and I will just go crazy and I'll talk and I use my hands, as you can see. So I'm a
I'm
touchy
Italian, so
person.
I know that. I know what that means.
So my love language is physical touch. So whenever I talk to anybody, I'll go, oh, yes, yes, pat them on the shoulder or touch. I need to touch
Yeah.
your arm, simple movements. But a lot of people don't like that. And that's invading their little circle and you're actually disrespecting them.
Yeah.
And that I also had to learn the hard way. So I also take care when I speak to someone and I don't know them that well, because I can't help it. There's always a little joke coming out here, and then automatically when the joke comes out here, the hand goes out there. So I need to control myself, So it's not always appropriate to touch someone.
Yeah,
So because everybody isn't that comfortable,
yeah,
um, unless they reach out and they the touchy person and they touch your shoulder or arm, then I know, okay, it's safe to do it with them.
yeah.
But yes, so we
But
need to
in there, you
keep in
need to,
mind.
maybe it's something that you can say is what you said to me. I'm really touchy feeling when I'm super excited. So don't mind me if I touch your arm, or tell
Yes,
me
yes,
if that makes you feel uncomfortable, and I'll stop doing that. That could be a way to kind of
yes,
tell them first so that they understand what that is about from you and they don't feel it differently. But if
yes,
this is not possible all the time, yeah, I get it. Look, I'm Italian. I used to be extremely more touchy feeling than I am now because I've been in UK for 15 years now. But I remember when I moved here, I was working in the Museum of Modern Art, and I had a lot of colleagues from different departments, people that work as a security and the gallery assistant and here and there. So, and we were always switching floors. So I met a lot of people. And for me, as an Italian that just moved from Italy, it was really normal. And there was no problem in, like you said, being touchy feeling, or also if I got to know someone, then next time I saw that person to go like, oh, hi, how
yes,
are you? Things like this, or, give a hug. It was just normal for me.
yes,
And I learned
absolutely.
that that's not normal here. And if you do this, people think that you're trying something with them. I was like, oh, okay, no, that's not like, I'm just happy to see you. And, like we've now known each other for this much. So, like
Yes,
you're kind of a friend. So I had to learn to tone that down, but I haven't stopped to be who I am. Like I always move my
yes,
hands
exactly.
and things like that. So it's about really understanding who you have in front of you. And sometimes, for me, I was like, well, I am sorry, but I am Italian, so I can't stop moving my hands. It feels to me like I cannot talk, or if I touch you so much, I'm not trying to do anything with you. It's just the way I am. And that helped me to kind of give them information straight away and be like, the reason why I'm
Yes,
touching you, it's not because I want to go out with you. I'm just Italian. And people understand, I'm Italian because people make fun of the fact that we always make moving our hands and things like that. So it's a known thing for me. So maybe for you, just saying, when I get really excited, or when I'm very happy because something really beautiful happened to me today, I'm like that. But if this is annoying for you, just let me know and I won't do it. So in that way,
absolutely. Yes,
yes, in that way, people understand why you're doing it and maybe they feel more comfortable with you doing it. Or if they don't, they tell you and you don't feel like you have to repress yourself. It's just a matter of like, I communicated this to you. You told me you still don't care. You still don't want to be touched. And so I refrain from doing it. And you compromise, but only because there's been a communication. So it doesn't feel for you
yes.
like you are restricting yourself just because. But it's like, okay, so this person is fine with it. This person is not okay. I can touch this person and don't feel restricted. And I can avoid to do this and still don't feel restricted because this person told me.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. I'm with you on that one.
And your final color, which is related to your life mission, is purple.
Oh, wow.
And this color is obviously the color of intuition, which is my color. Um, and it's related to inner work. So people with this energy have to do inner work. And the reason for this is because this helps them to understand themselves better, but also because people with this energy, you have it in the life mission. So this is even more important for you. When you do inner work and you release old patterns or limiting beliefs, fears, emotion that keep you stuck, whatever that is, then you're able to move forward in your life. But the reason for this is also because you need to share this and help other people.
Oh, wow.
So when I was saying to you, because with this color, you're here to assist more than one person. You're here to assist many people. But just by sharing your journey. And this is the color that brings you success. There is no doubt about it. But the success comes when you do the work within yourself, because it's a color that needs to learn about, you need to learn things about yourself. And oftentimes, like every time actually, that we're feeling stuck, it's really not about physical things that we are not doing, but it's something within us that is stopping us.
Exactly.
It could
Yes.
be a deep fear that you don't know is that deep. It could be something that happened to you before, but there is always something that we need to bring to the surface to let it go and then move forward. Because when we do that, we feel better, we can be more into our power. This is the color related to our crown chakra as well. So it really is that communication, and with the gold, this is really a color that if you do all of this, if you do all this inner work, then you can be more of yourself, you can be more in your power. When we can be authentic and we are not afraid to be who we really are, that's when everything starts to come to us, and it
Okay.
becomes effortlessly, instead of us pushing to find a way to.
Forcing it, yes.
Exactly. So um yeah, so does that make any sense for you?
Absolutely. As you talk, it's so interesting. As you talk, and when you mention these colors, I relate to the different blouses or pants or whatever I have in my cupboard and how I feel, because I literally choose my clothes on how I feel for that
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
I feel bubbly and happy, then I wear this. And if I'm thinking, oh, don't talk to me today, talk to the hand, then I'll wear that. And yes, and when you're feeling in touch and you just, your gut is talking to you, then yes, here comes the purple shirt today. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, and when I channeled the information that were coming through, when I channeled this color, um what came to me is you're allowed to share your journey, but you need to not be afraid to do healing work. You can be an inspiration to many, and in doing something that helps others, you can help yourself moving through obstacles. Only when you allow yourself to follow your true calling and communicate with your heart, money will start to flow.
That makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're afraid to share your journey, or if there is something that, if you feel like there is something there that doesn't need to be shared. I
Not really, because sometimes when I talk to people, and sometimes it's brand new people I've never met in my life, and I share a little bit because I'm so passionate and talkative, and then I just quickly drop a few pieces of information about my life, and then I get hugs all the time from strangers, and they're like, oh, you've got such a beautiful story. You should become a motivational speaker or whatever. That people always tell me that after I spoke to them for 10 or 15 minutes, that I didn't know from a bar of soap. Oh, you're such an inspiration, and you should write a book or do a podcast or whatever. And I'm like, oh, about my life. Like, why? It's so uninteresting.
Yeah, and this is, yeah, and this is what I was gonna say, because I wrote it before, but then I didn't want to go ahead of myself. When I was telling you, you need to sit down and write down your skills and stuff. This is also what you like. What people are telling you you're good at is what really you should be using. Like, because, and this is what I meant when I told you, okay, maybe there is a piece missing, and people buy from you when they know you, they like you, and they trust you, right? And
Exactly.
when you share bits and you might think that your story has nothing to do with what you want to do with your business, because you want to do a subscription box, but you want to work with entrepreneurial women. And for me, everything is correlated. You also say that you do some social media and things. I just feel that while you are doing what you're doing, you need to work on your brand. And your brand is also your story. Your story
Yes,
is really, it
absolutely.
is really inspirational, Karen. It is. Because you've gone through a lot of things, and yet you're still here.
No,
And
I'm not giving
also,
up.
no, but like you're an inspiration, because a lot of people in your situation where, you know, all your kids are grown, and you know you have a certain age for which you should not be doing certain things, or you know, and instead you're here, you are super energetic. You started a new business, and you're here trying to figure out how to make everything work, and then you're still doing things to survive, and you're still very happy and very joyful. And yeah, you've gone through some that, you know, you had to recover from. I remember when we met, uh recover
Yes,
from your illnesses, and you got laid out from work, and this and that, you know, and everybody will be like, oh my God. And instead you kept, you know, okay, now
keep going, keep going.
this is my rock bottom. Okay, let me get out of it. You know, oh, I just had a setback. Okay, how do I do this? You always find a way. This is also your energy that keeps pulling you up and keeps pulling you up, but there is
Yes,
something that is stuck there. So there is stuck energy within you, and I don't know if it's a, I just feel it's something within the way you see yourself in your story. There is something there. And there is also that resentment about your choices, but it's not that. For me, there is something deeper there that is holding you back right now. So I just feel that you need to start to create your brand rather than the business. But your
yes,
brand
the
based on who,
product.
exactly, based on who you are and your story. Your story is really powerful.
Yeah, I always, whenever I share it, and I mean, I never mean to share it, because sometimes I mean, in the beginning, I used to be embarrassed, you know, because no one wants, you don't want to tell anybody that you don't have money. You don't want to tell anybody that you're struggling to pay your rent. They think you look good on social media. They think, oh wow, look at this woman, look at her pages, that she's doing great. She's got a thriving business. It's just me. I had people phoning me from other um areas, and, and they like, we would love to do business and this and that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's just me. I'm a micro business, not a small business. And they're shocked. They're absolutely shocked. And I'm like, I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong impression. And there I go apologizing again, you see. And then I'm like, okay, don't apologize, Karen. Take it as a compliment. Say thank you.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, yeah. There's loads of pieces of the story that I haven't shared to anyone yet. It's been a long road. But I'm positive about it because it's like a whole chain of mountains. So once I'm up on the one and I go down, then I hit the low, then I've got to climb the next one, and then I hit the low. But I never just stay down there. I don't turn around and go back. I go forward. I move forward there's no time to give up. You need to move forward. And the only thing that drives that is me and me myself, because there's no one here that's going to drive it. There's no one here for inspiration. There's no one here that's motivating. It's just me.
Yeah.
So that's the lonely part, because it's just me. Yes, I have got my few other entrepreneurs that when we get together, the motivation, and you motivate them more than they motivate you sometimes, and then it's the other way around, but they're not at home. So when you walk in at home, it's the four walls and the ceiling,
Yeah.
and that's who I talk to. And
No,
that's
but
lonely.
I just think that, you do social media for other people, and you don't have to talk about your struggle right now, because I understand that it's still very sensitive. You're still trying to figure out, you don't really want to know everybody your business just yet, right?
Yes, you
Because
never want to
it's a
say too
sensitive
much.
it's a sensitive topic, but your past, it's like you had struggles in your past and you overcame them. Even just sharing why you started your business, that's an amazing story. So that's why I say, like, if people keep saying to you that you are so inspirational, because you're very energetic, you're always very positive, um there is more to it that needs to be shown, that people need to connect with, because your candle business is not a candle business and that's it. Your
Exactly.
subscription business has a deep meaning to it, but nobody knows it because you don't talk about it.
Mm,
And so I do
absolutely.
understand that you don't have everything yet, and so you don't want people to start ordering and you don't have everything sorted out. That's fine. but but you can start to be the motivational person that you are, and start to build your brand, so that as you build your brand and people start to connect with you, because you're motivational, because you're inspirational, because, oh my god, you're this age and you're doing this, oh my god, you have overcame this moment, I had this too. You start to build your brand and
Absolutely.
people start to see you from that person. When you launch that business, when you have everything, then you have a lot of people buying from you.
Yes. Then they know who I am and they can trust me. Yes.
Exactly. So instead of
Absolutely.
doing it the other way around, which is harder, keep working
Yes.
keep working on your product, but you have to also start building your brand, because you are a ray of sunshine, but also you have a really
Oh,
deep meaning. Yeah, you have a deep meaningful purpose, and we need more people out there that have a certain age and don't go by, oh, okay, so now I retire. No, you're like, no, oh my god,
yes.
no, now I can do all of the things that I want to do. I
Hey,
just
life starts at 50.
Right, and I think we just need to smash all of those limitation that we have been put about on ourselves, because we're women, because we have a certain age, because this and because of that. And that's why I think that, you really should start to really sit down, write all of the things. If you like writing, I'm sure you can do some videos, and because it just, your energy is just so amazing, and start building that brand over and over, and then continue to work on your business, continue to work on putting all of the pieces together for you to then eventually be able to sell it to people. But you need to build that, because your energy is all about communication, sharing your story, um, being in alignment with who you are. And I just think that you don't necessarily have, like, a lot of people, a lot of times when I do this session, what comes to me is, oh my god, this specific moment of your life, I am feeling this specific moment of your life, there is this blockage. And people are like, oh my god, I didn't it doesn't come across from you, because obviously you've been doing quite a lot of things yourself, and you're
A
already
lot.
energetically very stable. But there is still, like, the resentment towards your old choices, and also just be more authentic and share more of you, and not your current situation,
Yes.
but everything that you've gone through, and that you overcame this and you overcame that. And I had the decision to start this business because this happened to me. You know, you said to me, I had no money and I started a business. And most of the people are like, I start a business when I have the money.
Yes.
You know, like I just think those things have to be shared, building your brand while you continue to work, and keep connecting to people that could potentially be of help, you know, and even just say,
Yes.
you know, I'm waiting to meet the right person that could invest in this.
Yes.
Who knows, from your followers and the
You
people
never
that
know.
you never know. So, you know,
Absolutely.
just sit down a little bit and write down all of your skills, all the things you're really good at, and see what you can match and what you can find that actually, because you really need to push forward in something that creates a little bit more momentum and more money, so that
Yes.
you can bring all of that into the rest of it. Otherwise,
Yes.
you're always waiting for someone else to invest in your business, and you're always giving your power away. What you really need to do is to take your power back and
Absolutely.
bring it,
Yes.
just share it.
Yeah. So that I can get into one direction.
Yeah, because those things are okay, but you have to bring all of the things together and focus on you, your
Yeah.
business, your vision. What is it that, you know, maybe just sitting down and writing down what exactly is your vision about your life in this business? Why did you start it? What do you really want to communicate with this,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
And then from there, use it to start sharing your story, because it is powerful. And I'm pretty sure that there are people that will relate to this. But it's like, you really need to use the whole of you and put yourself out
Yes.
there.
I'm with you. I get you 100%.
Yeah.
It's yes, absolutely. I know where you're coming from and I agree with you 200%.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good. Was this session helpful?
It was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, and I was pleasantly surprised. Thank you so much, Mara.
You're welcome.
It was really, really very insightful, um, and informative as always. I told you the other day, I love listening to you. Absolutely. I mean, there's always something that I learn from you, and it's always interesting. And
Thank
I mean,
you.
that's what I love because in the end of the day, I like people that just intellectually challenge me a bit, that can just tell me something and I'm like, I didn't think about it that way. So yes, always interesting. Absolutely love your spirit. I mean, you're just as passionate about everything. I know how much you love what you do. So
I do.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. But, you know, like, it's just about sharing what all of this, like what you just
y-
said to me. You know, I'm sure people say that to you, but if you put it on a bigger scale, you have a bigger, more people coming to you. And I
absolutely.
do understand
Absolutely.
the resistance, because I've gone through the resistance of sharing, you know,
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And you know, but some of the things that I share in the group, I don't share outside. You guys
Yes,
are the ones that are getting the live stuff, because,
yes.
you know, it's just easier. Um, but the more people start to listen to what you have to say, and the more you share, the more people can relate, you know. And then
Yes,
you become someone that,
yes.
like, oh my god, if she's doing those things, I want them. Yeah, because I
Yes,
love her,
exactly.
right? So that's why, like, try to figure out your way. It doesn't have You don't have to be on all social media platforms, you know,
No, it's
like,
exhausting.
it's exhausting. Like, for me, you know, my group, and And the podcasts are the things that feel to me the best way to share what I know and to connect to people, because I love talking, and it's easier for me to talk than stay there and figure out what I need to write. I'll do that anyway, but this is my way of sharing my message. So find your own way to share your message, because you have a really
Yes.
powerful message and also a really powerful story.
I
So
absolutely agree. I need to really figure that one out. And it's like listening to everything that you've said now. I mean, I can't believe these are my colors. I mean, I knew orange is my go-to. And I love the little light blue as well, but the gold was a shocker. Absolute a shocker. The purple, I must be honest, I probably own a few purple items, but one shirt in particular, plain dark purple, satin shirt I've got is my favorite shirt. Um, and the rest has got purple in it as well. So I'm not too brave or yet brave enough to wear only purple, and different shades of purple either. Um, so yes, that's very interesting, but it's all pieces of the puzzle that you sort of now brought together for me.
yeah.
And that's why I find it so interesting. So now I can put it together and write everything down and move into a direction.
Yeah. And if you need further help, I'm always here. But also, those colors, you can eat them, you can buy flowers, whenever you feel you need a particular energy, just connect to those colors, like in all kind of ways. I wear a lot of colors. I'm always wearing my colors, to be honest. but
Yes, I know you
but
always look so beautiful.
thank you. But like lately, since the end of last year, I've been feeling called to wear blue, and I bought a lot of things that have
Oh,
blue in it.
wow.
And I know that was because I was preparing to get back online, to get back out and speak, uh, to get back with my podcast. So that communication aspect of myself, like a new image, a new vision of my business. And so that kind of energy was already, even if at the end of last year I wasn't yet ready to get back, but that was the energy that was calling me, because I knew that come new year, that's what I'm going to be doing. And
Yes.
so, we feel attracted by certain colors because there is always a message, there is always an energy that is playing out with us. So tune into your colors the way you feel, like buy candles, make candles that have that color, like there are so many different ways that you can tune into those colors, but those are your actual energies. And the more you tune into those colors, the more you will feel that energy. So see how that fits for you and which way. But it's not just about wearing them. You can surround yourself with those colors everywhere.
Keep buying orange
Yes, yes,
because that's what I love because I'm so lonely. So I bought a couple of nice orange, burnt orange, bright orange, whatever. And I made candles in them and I kept them for myself. So they're
yeah,
all over my area because that's where I am. I can make myself a nice cappuccino and I look into my lounge and I just see all these orange things and my gold pillows on the couch. And I feel I'm not alone.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
where I get my energy
yeah,
from. It's so
yeah.
true.
You're getting your energy from you, because that's your main color. It's the color you came here with. So, you know, so
Absolutely.
you have this really powerful energy. Just focus more, create a direction for yourself, and then just step in more into your power. It's just that you will see things changing and shifting.
Yes, absolutely. I often sit and even when I write things down, I don't want to type it out. Don't put it on the computer, put it on a piece of paper. I want to pick it up and look at it. That's me. Touch. So I will write things down and I will write another page and then another page of all different things. And then I'm like, whoa, you're all over the place, Karen. I'm like, okay, put those away. Okay, put it all away. Go back to the first page. And then I go back to, and then that's when the best ideas come. Then I sit and I concentrate on that first page. So I'm a firm believer that what came up first in your mind, that is what you need to concentrate on. But I have this habit because I'm so energetic that I just put my energy all into other things as well, instead of concentrating on that one thing that my gut originally told me. So then I have to remind myself. So
Because you
constantly.
are a manifesting generator, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but that's also your energy, you know, like energetically you're meant to be doing a lot of different things. But
Exactly.
the problem with that, it's also figuring out what are the things you need to focus on. So it is very
Yeah.
much your energy. So don't beat yourself up for that. Maybe,
Yes.
you know, I am like you, like I like to write first and then maybe I put them on the computer, but I need to write. I have a lot of different notebooks. One is my
Yes.
diary, one is for my business, one is for other things. Otherwise,
Absolutely.
I lose all of the pieces of paper
I
and
should
then
own a stationery shop.
but I am like you, like I have about four. So no, this is for this and this is for that. And then I cross over. I'm like, oh no, but I wrote but it's fine as long as it's somewhere.
It works. It
And
works for us.
it doesn't fall off and I lose it. Um so for you it's really about, okay, you are meant to be doing a lot of different things because doing thing 1 and 2 and 3 actually helps you to then complete thing 1. Fine. But at the same time, with this energy, you can be a lot scattered because you get a lot, okay, this and this and that. So it
Yes.
really is about focusing on a few
Yeah,
things and then
absolutely.
reminding yourself this is your big focus. So how does this
Yes.
help me to
Constant
help this?
reminding myself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I got to where I am today, because I had to cut out a lot of things because I'm all over the place. And that's why I did the Ikigai, to see what is going on in my world.
Yeah.
So it's just me and my little bubble and everything else in the bubble with me. And I thought, I can't breathe in this bubble of mine. So I did the little Ikigai exercise, and that's how I got to the fact that writing is one of them. I would love to, well, I've written a candle making course. I've already done it. I've written it. It's done. I literally need to streamline 1 or 2 things, and then I need to figure out how and where I'm going to sell it. So the blockage there is it's going to cost money to sell it, if that makes sense. Because now I need to go onto some kind of platform, app, whatever, that's going to cost money, which I can't afford at this stage. But if I'm not going to get it on there, I'm not going to be able to make the money.
Okay. Stop there. Before you go there, since you don't have the money just yet, you can still create things that help you to, first of all, create an audience. You need to create an audience because how am I gonna know that you're doing this if you're not talking to me about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And now you can reach so many people everywhere. Okay. So build your audience and start talking about bits and pieces that might be in the course so that you can
Yes.
start to preempt, you know, and you can
Yeah.
open a Facebook group and do the course on Facebook and you don't need a platform. You know, there are a lot of different ways
Yes. Things
to
are
start
changing.
to
Things are
start
changing
to start
so
with. You
much.
don't really need to buy. I understand that it's easier, but there are different ways you can do it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
figure out what are the different ways you can do it. But there are different ways you can do it. But you need to have an audience. Otherwise, who are you going to sell it to?
Yes, so
And
I've
then
built up.
you try to sell it and then it doesn't work and you feel that your product doesn't work, but it's not your product that doesn't work, it's that nobody knows who you are and what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. So I started building a little audience, and I've grown my Facebook page. Surprisingly, I mean, I'm okay with it. From when I started it it grew at the right pace, shall I say. Um, and I didn't go and say, oh, people here, go like my page, and then 5,000 people went to like my page. It's nothing like that. It's as I got to know people and I made candles for them that they actually went over, because that's one thing. Virgo, do procedures. So here's my Google review link. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Here's my Facebook page. Here's my TikTok. Here's my Instagram. So Instagram I neglected. I'll be quite honest. TikTok went sky high. I flew that. I went through the roof with TikTok because I enjoyed it so much. And then Facebook became sort of boring to me because it wasn't as exciting as TikTok. But yes, I've grown the Facebook, and I've grown the TikTok, and the Instagram is there. That needs a little bit of a boost. And then I exhausted myself. So December, I said to myself, why? Take a break. Who said I can't take a break? I can get off social media. I can post Merry Christmas and odd photo or two, but I don't have to be on there 3 times a day. Who said so? There's no
yeah.
rules. That's not me. Why must I do this? So I just took a step back and I relaxed from it. And just the other day, I said, well, that's it. I'm ready for this now. I'm back with a different approach, though.
There
So
you
I
go.
don't
You
want
got it.
burnout.
You got it. You know, like if you have following on TikTok that keep talking about this, and then maybe just ask, you
Absolutely.
know, what if I created a course, would you be interested? Just ask.
Yes. It's the way you're gonna
And if
just
people say yes, then you figure out where to do it.
yes. Yeah. Because I mean,
Got it.
I'm so passionate. I've done it. I've written the whole course. It's just a little bit of a streamline. It's probably going to take me an hour to streamline it, and I've got a course ready to
Yeah.
go.
Come on,
Um,
come on, come on,
and
Carly. You got it.
yeah, so yes, so all the plans are there. You see, so because I'm so busy, and then I, I personally think it's almost like there's almost like no motivation in a way,
Yeah.
because there's no one to share it with. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
No one else understands, and yes, my kids speak to me every single day. We're on video call all the time, all 3 of them every day. Um, but they're not here, and they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
they don't
yeah.
understand my passion, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still making candles, Mom? Yes, I am. It's what I love.
Just try to find people around you in South Africa that can help you. And then, and then for the rest, there is internet that you can connect with as many entrepreneurs as you can. But it really is about finding people that you can actually match, like
Yes, exactly. That's
I
the tricky
speak
part.
to my friend who is a numerologist. She lives in LA, and we became friends because she was on my podcast on my first season in 2020. And now it's like we're friends, we never met. We
Wow.
speak every 2 weeks, and I appreciate so much her friendship, and we share those kind of things. So there are ways to do it. Like if you can find it that you can actually go for, a walk, or
Exactly.
it's better because, it's always nice. But if this becomes too difficult for you, the online space is where you need to be, at least for the beginning, until you find your groove, and
Yes,
then slowly things will come to you. But don't limit yourself
absolutely.
because you can't find someone in your place.
Yeah. Well, so that's why I actually put myself through. I told you, I think I mentioned it briefly to you, that I did I don't want to say astrology course, because that's what it was. It was let's call it a master class or whatever, a 5 day. It went over 5 days for this past week, just to understand my birth chart a little bit better. Um, because sometimes I listen to things and it's like, what are they talking about? The sun is
Mm,
going to be in my fifth house. What is the fifth house? Like, how must I know? And then a week later, then I realized, you know what? You were so miserable. You were so irritated. You had no patience. And then I want to understand that.
yeah.
And I know it's got to do with that. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to do this. So I did this 5 days. And wow, did I learn a lot as well. So now I know who the 12 houses are and the degrees when the Aries sun is going to come into this house now. And it's so interesting. I don't want to become an astrologer. I mean, I
No,
think
no,
it's
but
huge,
it's really helpful. That's why I
but to
sometimes,
understand,
I
yes,
talk about it because
yes,
I feel
exactly,
the energy and then I go check. I'm like, ah, okay, makes sense. And so then I share it with
yes,
you guys because it is, like I feel that for myself. And I know a little bit of astrology, but I don't know that
yes,
much. So I understand a couple of things, but
yes, exactly.
and so I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling this way. And then I go check and I'm like, ah, okay. So guys, this energy is coming. So,
Yes,
be kind, like I wrote today, be kind with yourself. We are in eclipse season.
yes,
It's heavy energy. I'm feeling it, and I know a lot of people are feeling it. So if you feel a bit all over the place in this week, it's the next 2 weeks. Um, it's the energy. So yeah, it makes a lot
yes.
of sense.
Yeah, I told you I've been bursting. So yes, I think I've done
Uh,
the most in the last week or two. I mean, from candle workshops to the catering to the digital marketing. My gosh, and doing courses, studying, educating myself, reading books. You name it, I've done it.
yeah, you got
So
it,
yes,
Karen. Just focus,
that's the big thing.
and plan. Like I think you just need to recreate your vision and then just stick
Yes,
with it.
I
Yeah,
need to go back to that.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
But thank you for
Thank
putting light on
you.
the subject and reminding me so
My
kindly and
pleasure.
nicely.
My pleasure. I'm happy this was
It
helpful.
was lovely. Absolutely lovely. Thank you very, very, very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, Mara, we'll
Okay.
chat soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back. Well, I hope you liked this session. I think it was so amazing. But I'm really curious to know from you, what are your thoughts? Feel free to get in touch with me. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just leave a comment below, and I can see that from there. All right. If you want to book a soul alchemy session with me, I'd love to have one with you, and I'd love to help you to uncover as much as possible. Just go to my website, theintuitionqueen.com/services, and the Soul Alchemy session is the first session that you will see. And there is a little bit of explanation. You just then click the button and you can book it straight away. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. You can either message me through the website or just go to my Instagram, the_intuition_queen, or you can find me just looking for the intuition queen, or you just send me a message. If you're watching this on YouTube, just send me a message and I'll come back to you. And yeah, I'm here to help to answer to any questions you might have. I'd love to help you to move forward. All right. If you love this episode, I really would love if you could leave a review on iTunes. It will help me to grow the podcast and share more inspiration to more people. All right. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.